What is up? This is Trenton once again at the Vans Warped Tour for SoutheastSpiritReport.com. This time with Gus of Young Guns. How you doing?
Good, thanks. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. It's kind of raining now. So
It is. I quite like this. I feel like I'm in like Wayne's World basement with this kind of wood chip wall and the old couch. It's nice.
All right. All right. So you are the singer, correct?
Yep.
Awesome. So how's the Warped Tour been treating you guys? This is your first time out, correct?
It's our first time on Warped Tour. Yeah, we have actually toured America quite a few times over the past couple of years, but it has mostly been more like radio rock tours, Seether or Bullet for My Valentine, or more recently Breaking Benjamin, stuff like that. That's great.
Yeah.
But you know, this is a festival I've wanted to be a part of since I was 16 years old.
Oh,
so
wow. Okay.
For me, it's kind of a bit of a pilgrimage and something that's always been a goal for our band. So to be here is great. It's hard work, but we knew that coming into it, and you know, we're not a punk rock band by any stretch of the imagination, but we operate under quite a DIY kind of ethos. You know, we do as much as we can ourselves, and I think this is one of those tours that like you get out what you put in. If you grind every day and get out and meet people, play hard, and try and present yourself well, it can be a tour that is very, very good for you. And so we're having a good time. How's
it been for Young Guns on this tour?
Great, yeah. You know, like I said, we haven't done much in this world so far. So I was expecting, you know, I said, okay, I'm not going to expect any crowds of any particular size every day. If there's a handful of people watching us, great. And it's been a couple hundred people each day, and you know, for us, we consider that like a real win. So
for sure.
You know, there's a lot of weeks to go, but so far our expectations have been surpassed.
Nice. So did you guys play the UK Warped Tour that came through?
We did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool, but it's basically the same branding and the same kind of bands, but it's just one show.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. All right, so who are some, I guess, unlikely friends Young Guns have made on this tour? You know, a band that may not get to, you know, you guys do these radio rock festivals and stuff, so who's like a band that maybe not in that genre that you guys don't see a lot that you guys have become friends with?
I think that's the cool thing about being in a band in general is that people in bands are typically quite similar, whether it's you're like a death metal band or like a kind of a gent band or like a pop rock band or like a ska band. Once you're off stage and you're all having a beer hanging out, you find a lot of similarities between people. We're good friends with the guys in Yellowcard and Tonight Alive. We're sharing a bus with Cane Hill, who are like a really intense metal band, and you know, that's really good fun. I like that, and I think it's important to surround yourself with different kinds of music, and it's really good. And that's what Warped Tour, I think, is all about.
We're back. We had to change batteries there for a second.
It's okay, but, we were just listening to some music.
Someone's in here was serenading some Adele for us. So, but so let's talk about your records, because your first one, you know, kind of like progressed. You know, was kind of more of a anthem rock type thing. This one, you guys did a lot more stuff with it. Kind of has a different vibe. So
on the record, just from last year, 1
to
0.
Yeah. So what was the progression from the band musically? Influences? What made you guys, I guess, switch it up a little bit?
Well, I think from the first record that we released in the States was an album called Bones.
Yes,
and as you say, it was very kind of like to the point, kind of anthemic rock kind of record. And the record after that, I think something that's really important to us is that we remain engaged and interested and excited by what we're doing. And sometimes that means you kind of have to change it up a little bit. I mean, we'll always be Young Guns because I'm always going to be singing. Well, I hope so. And you know, and we'll always write music in the way that we do. But the last album was really just an attempt to broaden our horizons and play with more instrumentation, so more programming, sequencing, things like that. That was really interesting to us at that time. Having said that, this record that's coming out, Echoes, is kind of a response to that in a way. You know, we didn't want to repeat the same record again. And so this actually is a very kind of guitar-driven, like bombastic, kind of heavier record, which has been really good fun for us to kind of reconnect with that. And so in some ways, it's actually like our first record, which was a record called All Our Kings Are Dead, which we put out in 2009. So I'm really excited by that, and I think each record is just, amongst other things, a reflection on the past 2 years that you've had as a band and the experiences that you've had and what your last record was like and where you went with it. And you know, so I think with each album it's important to just keep it interesting and fresh. And there are a lot of bands in the world that do the same thing over and over again, but that's not what we want to do.
Yeah, okay. So you guys have been to the States a few times. You know, Warped Tour is a long tour in the States, so I guess what are some culture shocks you guys have experienced here in America? Like some things that have just blown your mind.
Well, this is a bit of a dangerous topic because I don't want to offend anyone. But I think that, you know, we spent a lot of time in kind of some of the more conservative areas of the country, and sometimes that's a little surprising. You know, the whole thing about guns, like, it's just might as well be an alien language to us because guns just we don't have guns in the UK, and therefore I don't understand the need for them. But you know, I know that that's not really what the conversation is about over here. It's about kind of this idea of your right to bear arms and some other things I don't understand. But it's always amazing to me when I walk up to a venue and I see a sign saying no guns.
Yeah.
I'm always like, well, yeah, obviously no guns. You know, but on the whole, I find this country very tolerant, very welcoming, and we're not from here. And everywhere we go and every show we play, no matter what band we're with, we're made to feel at home. And you can't argue with that. You know, I think that says a lot about the kind of spirit and the personality of the country that you guys are living in. And I'm very fond of being here.
Okay, awesome. So what are some things that you guys got coming up? What's the next step for Young Guns after Warped Tour and everything?
So we have a new album coming out in September. The album is called Echoes. You can pre-order it in a few days on our socials. You can pre-order it right now by coming to our merch stand. We have little pre-order cards, and then it goes live on the internet in a week or so. We're going to be back in September for some festivals, like radio festivals, and some headline things. I don't think I'm supposed to say any of that, but fuck it. And then we're going to be back in Europe for a run that I'm also not supposed to talk about in October. And then we'll be back over here before the end of the year again. So lots going on. We're going to be busy until Christmas.
Yeah, awesome. All right, man. Well, I got one more for you here. It's a kind of sort of a semi-serious one, then I'll let you go. What are ways that you keep yourselves from getting your stuff stolen on tours? This day and age, a lot of bands are getting broken into.
Yeah, it happens all the time. So. I mean, actually, it's pretty hard. We were in a place called Leeds in England in October last year, and we were just doing like a little run of shows, like 3 or 4, and in hotels. So we were in like just a Sprinter, like a van.
Yeah.
And we went to get lunch, and we came back, and it had been broken into, and we lost about 50 grand's worth of stuff.
Oh, man.
So it's tough. It always happens. It's happened to us before. It'll probably happen again. But you do have to be smart. I mean, personally, like I come on tour these days and I just bring as little shit as I can that means anything to me. As long as I got my passport, I'm okay, because I just lose everything anyway. But you just have to be careful, be smart, make sure everything's locked up, and keep your kind of wits about you. But there are a lot of assholes in the world, and people are always going to try and take your shit.
Yeah. All right.
Well, someone came to our merch and stole sunglasses the other day.
Oh my god, sunglasses of all things.
Just giving them to you, dude.
All right, Gus. Well, it was great talking to you today, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys later in the year.
Thank you.
So this is Trent with Southeast Report. This is Gus from Young Guns. Thanks for watching, everybody.